What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television here on a happy edition of the Sports Web, the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I'm your host, Peter Blake. How do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them, so here it is. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we will have the great former quarterback for your Florida State Seminoles and for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mr. Casey Weldon, a part of the Tampa Sports Collectors Expo, of course, just a couple months ago, interviewing all those talented athletes. And you have the likes of not only Casey, but on Friday, Jonathan Aranda from the Tampa Bay Rays, Elijah Roberts. Saturday, more than likely, we're going to be a part of that because Friday, not sure, working until 5:30, but you've got Kevin Kiermaier, BJ Upton, Carlos Pena, Brett Phillips, Dante Culpepper, Vince Papali, Dwight Smith, Peter Ward, Jimmy Giles, and of course, our guest tonight, Mr. Casey Weldon. And then at 9:30, we will have the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network, as we get you ready for Bucs versus the LA Rams. And don't forget to join me for an away watch party. Bucs fans, it's your time. Tampa Joe's 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Get out there as we'll have a pre-half. We won't have a post-game show because they want to close up because we have a post-game show, and whether they win or lose, we'll be out there for an hour to 2 hours. So we'll be back in the studio. But get out there. Join me, Bucs fans. Let's go ahead, get on our guest right now. Former Florida State quarterback, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer, also Philadelphia Eagle. I didn't know that. Actually, the Eagles drafted him, doing research tonight. One of my favorite quarterbacks in Florida State history. In fact, I was telling him I was making him feel old. Hopefully I wasn't. In 1991, Mr. Casey Weldon, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How you doing tonight?
Pete, I'm doing great, man.
Well, it's good to have you on this show. And as I was telling you off air, it's like yesterday for me because that's when I started watching the Florida State Seminoles. And it was 8 years tonight that my dad passed away. But my dad basically sat me down during that year and said, listen, you're going to be a Florida State fan. And the first guy I watched at the helm of the Seminoles was Mr. Casey Weldon. So give me some memories from that 1991 season for your Florida State Seminoles. Welcome again to the Evolution.
Wow. Vader, thank you. It was, I tell you, it was a magical year for most of the year. Of all years that we played Miami and Florida back to back at the end of the year, that was a tough one. But it was magical. We had Ben Brown. He wrote a book, Bobby and the Barbarians. He followed us around all year. And it was pretty special. You know, started off preseason #1, and early on we go to Michigan, play in Michigan, at Michigan. Of course, Desmond Howard's on the other side, 105,000. But probably the highlight for me was Keith Jackson being the announcer. You know, we had a barn burner in Ann Arbor today, and to hear Keith Jackson say my name, and when I rewatched the game, that was one of my biggest highlights ever. So we went up there, put 51 points, the most ever scored in Ann Arbor Stadium. So T-Buck got it started with an interception for a touchdown, and a pretty quiet crowd the rest of the game. But magical game. We came home from that game, and usually we get right on the bus and head back to Burt Reynolds Hall. But after that game, we walked through the airport. Fans were lined up everywhere, and one of the most magical times of my life for sure. And, you know, to play for Bobby Bowden, it's priceless.
Talk about Bowden, one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the greatest coach of all time.
I think so.
Talk about his impact on you. Talk about your greatest memories of Mr. Bobby Bowden, the riverboat gambler, as they would call him, right?
Yeah. And that's the reason I went there. I grew up in Tallahassee, but I was from Georgia. Born in Georgia. All my uncles and cousins are big Bulldog fans, and thought I wanted to go to Georgia, but Vince Dooley's offense compared to Bobby Bowden, and it was no comparison. So that's the reason I went to Florida State. I grew up in Tallahassee. Sold Cokes at the game. yelled at Dan Marino when Pittsburgh came to town, and I was a young punk. And it was, but I went to North Florida Christian too. I've told the story a couple of times, and back then, Jerry Falwell, that was like the Pope. And so Liberty University, North Florida Christian was a pipeline to there. And so when Jerry Falwell called the house and talked to my mom, I thought I was going to have to go to Liberty, but as I say, St. Bobby came in and saved the day. So I was able to go across town and play for Florida State. Got there in '87, and that's when our top four, for the next 12 years run began. So magical time to be there. Of course, Dion was there. Athlete after athlete, just surrounded by everybody. Came in with Brad Johnson, Tampa's Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he and I became best of friends from day one. Unfortunately, we were the same year, but we competed. But I'd say it worked out pretty well. It worked out pretty well for both of us.
Okay, so what's the recruiting pitch like from Bowden? What does he say to you to get you excited about? Because you hear this guy talk, and if you're a player on the team, you basically want to run through a wall for him. So what's the recruiting pitch from Bowden when he comes to your house?
He came to a couple of practices, a couple of games there at NFC, and I don't remember him that he came to our house. We went to his house for sure, right across town in Killearn on the golf course. And but as you get older and you realize he's a better man than he was coach, and that's hard to beat, because I think he's the best coach ever. But I've learned since then from his coaches, from other people, his goal was to recruit the Deons, the Sammy Smiths, the Leroy Butlers, the big-time players, but have the 3 stars, the guys that kind of knew their role around him, and had a team like that. So I think one thing I learned from Chuck Amato, he said, Coach Bowden, he told us, the coaches, never undermine my quarterback. Never get on him. I will take care of the quarterback. He's the leader of our team. And he just set it up to where he put great people around him. I try to run my businesses like that, He was the one that said, how do you motivate people? Well, you bring in and you hire motivated people. So, and you let them do their job. You had qualified, good people. Mark Richt was our quarterback's coach. And just a magical time to be there. In fact, that 91 in the preseason in camp that year for our team picture, quarterback picture, it was Mark Richt as our coach, Brad Johnson and myself, the guy named Charlie Ward, Kenny Felder, who wound up being a first-round baseball pick, and who was there also before he left to go play baseball was Chris Winkie. So that's our quarterback room right there. Pretty proud of that picture, and time to be there around some great guys, great men, and great quarterbacks.
You talked about the great Brad Johnson. We're on with Casey Weldon, former Florida State quarterback, Tampa Bay Buccaneer quarterback. We interviewed Johnson just a couple months ago, of course, talking about Super Bowl 37. Do you guys ever get together? You talked about the great Florida State quarterbacks and Johnson, Ward, Winkie. Do you guys share stories? You get together? What's that conversation like? Where can we put that out there? Can we videotape that? Because that's some great conversation. How's that quarterback room like? What's that like?
Well, all Brad wants to do is go practice Papa Shot. I don't know if you know, he was on ESPN last year in the finals competing for the Papa Shot championship. I think he was more nervous in that than he was the Super Bowl. So, that room, Mark Richt, he created a quarterback competition. We were also competitive in everything. We had bowling, we had darts, we had pool, we had cornhole, we had horseshoes, but I won that every year, so they took that away from me. And then we had a football throw into a bucket, into a trash can, and then through a tire. So Mark Richt made that happen. So new recruits coming in, and you said Matthew Stafford's coming, playing the Bucs, and got the chance to meet him as a young kid, as a freshman at Georgia, and maybe the best arm I've ever seen in my life. But that room was so competitive. Charlie and Brad both played basketball. Started, obviously Charlie went on, had a magical career with the Knicks, and then Kenny Felder played baseball. So it was it was always competition. Brad and I used to play Peter Tom Willis, who Brad and I followed, and PT and I work together now. And so Brad and I would play Chip and PT in any sport that we could, a lot of tennis going on, but it was just very competitive, but just solid, good guys.
Yeah, solid, good guys. And you talk about Ward. I mean, he was definitely successful at Florida State, not only as the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. I didn't know this, but you finished second in the voting that year. Talk about why you think you were so successful that year with Florida State.
Well, you could. I just had an event in Tallahassee last weekend with Marvin Jones, and wow, reading his stats, I forgot just how good he was. I mean, he made such an impression as a true freshman, but just the player after player, Terrell Buckley. The list goes on and on. But our defense that year was really good. I had Amp Lee and Edgar Bennett in the backfield. The year before, Lawrence Dawsey at receiver. And it was just a team. I just had to do my job. And so I think it was because we were number one in the country and putting up decent numbers. Not great, nothing like they do today, but pretty good numbers efficiency-wise. And I had never lost as a starter until that wide right, unfortunately. But so that was part of it, just winning and being number one and putting up, like I said, decent numbers.
Go back to that Miami game. It's heartbreaking for every Florida State fan.
Do we have to?
What do you remember besides the wide right game, wide right? And then is it surreal because some years later, guys by the name of Horace Copeland and Lamar Thomas actually played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But go back to that Miami game. How intense was that? Kind of take football fans back to that moment.
The Florida State rivalry, it's unparalleled. I mean, that's the one that you go to Florida State for and go to win. But Miami, while I was there, Florida was down, and Miami always meant the national championship. They meant everything. My freshman year, Danny McManus at quarterback, Michael Irvin scores 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and we wind up having a chance to score, make it 25-26, and we go for 2 to win it instead of a tie. So, it's just always that intense. And it's funny you speak of Horace and Lamar. So Lamar Thomas, typical Miami asshole, would that's while he was there, it's in between the lines.
Love it.
Love LT. But he would run through our warm up. That was kind of his little stick. And so I grabbed the football, pushed the guy out of the way that was about to throw, and acted like I was throwing it at my receiver. And I tried to sail it. I tried to knock him out, and I just missed his head. But it was fun. Talking about that when we were teammates at the Bucs.
Talk about your time with the Buccaneers. By the way, your first touchdown was to who?
Horace Copeland, right?
I thought I saw it was Alvin Harper.
It was hard. Yeah. Should have had one earlier against Detroit, but we won't go there. But yeah, it was. Peter, you're only one touchdown behind me, so that was my one and only touchdown. So it was not a stellar NFL career, but I managed to hang on. And I wish I'd have realized how much holding that clipboard was probably. I should have relished that role a lot more than I did.
What players or coaches made an impact for you? I know, with the NFL, especially with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who made an impact on you back then when you were on that team?
Sam Weiss, I love the guy. He picked me up. I'd gotten drafted by the Eagles, not a good fit. I think when I got there, I was the 6th quarterback. Never got a chance to play there. So Sam picked me up. I got cut on the last cut in 93. And so Sam picked me up, pretty much saved my career. And I was able to hang on here for 4 years, get a little bit of playing time. I think I had some comeback wins that I was proud of. But, Tony Dungy came in, and he's the same mold as Bobby Bowden, as good a man as he is a coach, and maybe better. So it was quite an honor to play for Tony Dungy. I remember one time in practice, he ran scout team, and he would show the card. He said, Case, you know what, Brad, we're playing Minnesota when Brad was with the Vikings. You know what he does. If this coverage, he's going to dump it, right? And I tried to sling that cover 2 corner in there, and I'll never forget. He looked at me because he told me, he said, if you get cover 2, just dump it to running back like Brad does. And I was trying to impress him and throw that cover 2. And he just gave me a look. And it was, it was a dad look of just disappointment. And it still haunts me to this day. But Tony Dungy, just an amazing man. And the players that he brought in, Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp coming in. It was just a good time to be here. I wish I could have, made it and survived and played a little bit more, but it was a magical time to be with the Bucs as well. I love this town.
And we love you here. And there's a lot of Florida State fans that are on this show that love you, and they love the fact that you were with the Bucs. You have that quarterback room there. Craig Erickson from Miami, Steve DeBerg. Talk about that quarterback room. What's the difference between that and Florida State?
It was, I had to listen to Erickson, of course, being a Hurricane, so that was tough. But Steve DeBerg, learned a lot from him. I think that guy's he's forgotten more football than a lot of these coaches today even know. So Steve was a great mentor. He had to study the game. The guy could steal signals like no other. You give him the first quarter, halfway through the first quarter, he had the defensive signals and their coverages figured out. So just a wily veteran, pretty magical time. And then Trent comes in as the first-round pick. And, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough league. It's to come in as a first-round quarterback. I think every quarterback should have a year, like Aaron Rodgers did. Bide your time, learn a lot, and I think that can help in a lot of ways.
What do you think is the toughest transition? Because you were in the league, you're coming from college, you had success. What do you think is the toughest transition for a young quarterback going from college football to the NFL, in your opinion?
Speed of the game. They're massive. And the linebackers can catch as good as any receiver that you've had in college. Yeah. There's just every player is the best. I kind of describe it. You take a big window, and that's open in college. And then in the pros, it's the little square. It's the window pane. So you're aiming for that top right corner or that left number and low on his hip. So it's just the speed and the accuracy that you have to have, because those guys everybody is so good. And if you missed it, it's an interception. So that was the biggest thing, the speed of the game and the window you had to throw through compared to in college.
Love it. You talked about Derek Brooks, greatest Buccaneer of all time, one of my favorite commercials. Who's my favorite player? Mr. Derek Brooks. What do you think about Mr. Brooks, not only as a player, but also as a man, right? Kind of like reflection of Tony Dungy and Bobby Bowden, all in the same, right?
Agreed. Yeah. Just a playmaker his whole life. He came in as a freshman at Florida State and tip ball, picks it for an interception for a touchdown, just always around the ball. Just that knack, heck of an athlete. So it's, deservedly in the Hall of Fame. And so pretty proud to say I was teammates with him a couple of times.
Absolutely. And, you talk about what he's doing right now. He's with USF. Let me ask you this, and then we'll talk about the National Football League. We'll go back to that. Do you think Florida State is going in the right direction at this point? And if you had some control of it, what would you do to turn this program around, in your opinion?
I'm really just disgusted with the whole thing. The NCAA just blew it to let it just come and turn what it's turned into now. It's a bad version of professional sports. There's no rules, Players can go leave. There's no loyalty. You can sign somebody from your rival for more money they can leave the next year. So I think they blew it. I think we should have come up with something, 25, 50,000 a year. You graduate, you get another 50 or 100. The money that's being thrown around to these young kids that a lot of us, I know I didn't grow up with money, and I certainly probably wouldn't have a whole lot of it left getting it at that age. So I hope they're getting good advice. I hope they put some good people around them. And but what it's done, I think the NIL and then the buyout of these coaches' contracts, to me, it's just left such a bad taste in college football right now. I know we'll get it figured out. It's so big. Was that even as the year we're having at Florida State, Virginia Tech, the crowd was packed, stadium was packed, good crowd, and so I don't know. I don't know what the answer is right now. I don't know where they're going with everything with paying these players, but I wish they'd stop paying these coaches so damn much money too, and get rid of the buyouts. It's or have conditions, but the buyouts are putting a lot of people in a tough place. I mean, I'm sure Norvell's fighting for his life up there. Probably has to win out, I guess. I don't know, but the money that is being put into these coaches, I hate it. I don't think it's needed. I think it's bad. I think they should be giving back some of that to the university, to the program. The facilities now are just amazing. Got a chance to tour that this weekend. We've got the facilities, we've got the tradition. So if they'll give Coach Norvell a chance to turn it around, I know he can. You don't just all of a sudden become a bad coach.
Right.
It takes a good quarterback. You have to have a good quarterback to win at this level. I think Tommy's got some strengths, but I just think that there's a lot that needs to be done in that area.
What do you think? Because you used to coach. You coached high school. How are you improving Tommy Castellanos's? Is it delivery? Is it decision making? In your opinion, what does Casey Weldon do to improve that young quarterback's opportunity there, or his skill set, if you will?
I probably can't go there. Malzahn's a great coach, and it's a combination, right? It's hard for me I had such great players around me, and so the running game to bail me out. It's hard to say, but not being in a quarterback room, watching practice, watching the plays, knowing the progression, knowing the reads, I don't know. I know, he's missing some guys, and you got to be accurate. You have to be accurate in the game today. So I think his accuracy is definitely, it needs to be improved on.
Let's talk about the NFL. I assume that you still watch the NFL. You watch quarterbacks. We got one down here by the name of Baker Mayfield. First and foremost, what do you think of Mr. Mayfield?
I love his toughness. I've never met him. And Rondé Barber is a good friend of mine, and member at Old Memorial, and play some golf together. And he speaks very highly of him. So if Rondé likes him, I like him. So hopefully one day have a drink or two with him and see his perspective. I know my son's a big fan of his, and I think he can get it done. So it's just you got to have the right breaks. It takes a little bit of luck, and I know he's got the heart, and so I really like watching him play.
Listen, you were drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, but you were a Tampa Bay Buccaneer backup quarterback there. You had Rondé Barber. You just talked about him. He closed down the vet. Do you remember that? I know you probably were cheering for him. You're a Bucs fan at that point, right? I mean, talk about Rondé Barber, that moment, and talk about him as a man, as being a Hall of Famer at this point too.
He's one of the smoothest cats I've ever been around. I would say on and off the field. And so student of the game, extremely talented, and just a class act. Love Rondé. He doesn't give me enough shots in golf. He probably should give me 3 aside, but he doesn't. So other than that, that's the only problem I have with him.
Good stuff. I know you got to run, Casey. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. And anytime you want to come back here and talk quarterbacks, talk memories about the Florida State Seminoles, more than welcome, my friend.
Oh, I appreciate it. I'm pretty busy right now. I've got advanced drying systems. We do water mitigation and mold. So stay pretty busy in the state of Florida with that. But, don't hesitate to look us up if you have any water issues at your house or mold. And then also I'm an owner of Robinson Roofing. So we got a roofing company that we do great work. Got great guys, great team. So try to run it like Coach Bowden. Just get good people around you. Peter Tom Willis is partnered with me at Advanced Drying Systems, and Dylan and Corey are my guys at Robinson Roofing. So don't hesitate to give us a call. We'll take care of all your needs.
One final question. A couple of years ago, Florida State goes 13-0. In your opinion, did they deserve to be in that college football playoff? Did ESPN and did college football get it wrong with that team being 13-0 in your opinion?
I mean, obviously, Florida State guy, you go 13-0, you deserve to be in there. Could I sit there and make the argument both ways? You lost a key player, which you saw the next year, what happens when you lose a guy like that. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. If you're voting on the strength of the team at that point, losing that guy was huge. This 13-0s, our defense, step up and win for us. I think we had a defense that deserved to be, have a shot in the playoffs. So unbiased, I could maybe argue the other side, but yeah, I felt like we should have probably been allowed to play in that.
Great stuff. Well, listen, you are a foundational piece of that Florida State Seminoles program. Casey Weldon, appreciate the time here on The Evolution, my friend. We'll see you soon, all right?
Thanks for having me.
All right, great stuff there. Former Florida State Seminole, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. We won't say Philadelphia. Who cares about that? Cares about that? It's Casey Weldon right there. I mean, how do you top that? Well, guess what? We can kind of top that. Let's go out to this guy. Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. How you doing?
What's happening, Peter? Casey, I see you in the back room, brother. Really enjoyed seeing you talk to him. Someday we'll get you back on and we can do a little circle thing, and we can kind of like tease you a little bit because I am a huge Gator fan.
Yeah, well, see, listen, that's the reason why I probably didn't have you on the first place.
That's okay, buddy.
We'll definitely get you on.
What's going on, Peter?
I'm doing great. It's a great Wednesday. It's my favorite night of the week here. We're close to the weekend. We got Bucs versus the Rams. And, of course, we got to get this guy on right here, the media icon.
Fire the cannon!
Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Hopefully warmer than what Buffalo was. It was a little bit cooler, a little bit cold there.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
As it turns out. Great to see Casey Weldon there with you. Take
Does
you
he
back
want to come back on for a little
Yeah.
bit? You can talk with TJ?
Take you back.
Casey,
No,
give me a
Casey,
thumbs up. Yes, you good?
Casey,
Look
come
good.
on, brother. I mean, take me back to like my 1980s and early 90s Seminoles and all those great memories. So, and he and I have been around each other back in the Sam Weich days with the Buccaneers and me starting out at radio and the whole bit. I'm glad that you're doing well.
Thank you, TJ. Great to see you, man.
Great to see you. And I was around Rondé in Buffalo because he filled in for Dave Moore. We'll explain a little more of that in a couple of moments. Rondé ain't giving anybody shots. I can tell you that.
No. Very stingy. Very stingy.
With the golf, he's something else. And what a great ambassador he is. You're an ambassador as well for Florida State and for everything you're doing. So,
well, you bring up Dave. I got to give a shout out to Dave Moore. Dave Moore took me in. I got picked up. I come in. He let me live with him for the first week when I was with the Bucs. So I love that guy. Dave Moore is as good as it gets.
How about that? 83's got all the stories and all the stuff because his original team, did you know this, Casey? His original team back in 1992 was the Miami Dolphins. He got drafted by the Dolphins.
Yep.
And his original roommate was Doug Peterson, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Eagles.
Was it really?
By the way, Greek, you want a trivia question? Don Shula breaks the all-time wins record. Wasn't it George Halas's record?
Yes,
Correct.
it was.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Give me a guess on who the quarterback was. It wasn't Marino quarterbacking the Dolphins. I just told you who it was.
Doug Peterson.
It was Doug
Was it
Peterson.
really? Oh, that's right. It was Doug Peterson.
Told us.
I just seen the Doug.
listen.
I don't remember the Doug Peterson from back then. I just know the overweight
coach.
Doug Peterson right now. Okay,
But
I mean, it would never fathom the guy could sling the pill. That's right, Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson won the famous game, and I want to say it was in Philly against the Eagles at Veterans Stadium to put Shula over the top.
Great
so
coach.
Dave, I'm telling stories in Dave's absence. Dave tells a story that unfortunately the 1992 training camp is Hurricane Andrew, Casey. I don't know if you know this story. All right. They're in Davie, Florida. What is it? St. Thomas University, right, is where the Dolphins used to train. And Hurricane Andrew is coming, and they're in the dorms at St. Thomas, and Don Shula's like, for you rookies and inexperienced guys, we've got a shelter in here in the dorm. And Dave Moore's like, I'm with Doug Peterson going, have you ever been through anything like this? And Doug Peterson's going, no. And a Category 5 hurricane comes across. He's like, I almost died in my rookie training camp with Doug Peterson holding like a mattress over our head for Hurricane Andrew. That's his welcome to the NFL training camp.
Wow.
I like that story on a Wednesday night.
That's a hell of a story, man.
We're going deep. We're going deep.
Love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's story time with TJ
Yes,
Rives.
we tell stories all the time. But Dave is phenomenal, and I love the fact that he hung with you when you were coming to the Buccaneers and the whole bit. Great guy. His daughter Casey got married this weekend. That's why he didn't do the game. His daughter Haley got married, which is unbelievable because I remember she and her brother Jake when they were running around like in preschool and elementary school. So his daughter got married this weekend. So that's why he was not in Buffalo. So there you go on the stories.
I was there when him and Ann met. So it's all there.
How crazy is all of this? Back in the day. In the day. All right.
You gotta hold it against Greek here, Casey, that he is a Florida Gator fan.
I root for
Casey, what was your record
Florida
against the Gators? Casey, what was your record against the Gators?
We're 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
Greek, did you hear that, or do we need to turn the volume up a little bit?
What? What?
Yeah.
I can't.
The Gators had a stretch where they were rolling against Florida State. Casey knows that, but Casey was there with Coach Bowden when it turned.
Casey can't say anything anymore because I just muted his mic.
I understand, but
I didn't hear a word.
When it turned, Casey, verify. When it turned, the Noles ran off. What'd you guys run off? Like 5 or 6 in a row? When it turned in the late 80s? Something like that. You ran off.
Something like that. Yeah. After Curran Bell. Yep.
I got to be honest with you. I did follow your career, Casey, back in college. You were a phenomenal quarterback for that team. And that defense, you're right. They should have had a little bit more recognition because those teams were literally unstoppable. And as a matter of fact, that was right around the time it was Florida State, Miami.
Oh, God, yeah.
Going back and forth,
Yeah.
And it was really good to be a resident in Florida because even though you have your allegiances with, your favorite college, mine so happens to be University of Florida, you know what? There's nothing wrong, with rooting for 2 or 3 different schools. Trust me, I know that. Growing up in Chicago, you have 2 baseball teams. So you're either a Cub fan or a Sox fan. I'm a diehard Sox fan, but don't tell anybody. The Greek is a closet Cub fan.
The closet.
Oh,
right. We were sharing that last week.
Wow.
Listen, Casey, great to be with you here tonight. I don't know how much longer you can hang, but I love the stories. Stories, brother. Keep hitting them straight. Keep doing it well.
Appreciate it, guys. Great to be with y'all. Thanks for having me.
Love it.
Casey, you've got to come back, Casey.
Tell some more stories at a later date.
We'll have him back. And, of course, it's a part of the Tampa Sports Collectors Expo, which is December 5th, 6th, and 7th. They also got basketball players on Sunday, but we'll be covering the Saints that weekend. Sidney Moncrief, Otis Birdsong. Again, the Florida State Fairgrounds, all those dates. And again, the Friday's guest, Jonathan Aranda from the Rays, Elijah Roberts. We've had him on this show before. And then Saturday, Kevin Kiermaier, BJ Upton, Carlos Pena, Brett Phillips, Dante Culpepper, Vince Papali, Dwight Smith, Peter Ward, Jimmy Giles, and of course, Casey Weldon.
Pretty cool.
And we got you here all covered on the evolution of Sports Talk Television on that Saturday. We'll see what we can do on Friday, but Saturday it will be a busy weekend, my friends. Yes.
You are rolling.
Yes.
You wanted to know if it was cold. Did I send you this photo? I don't know if I sent you this photo. The sideline guy was a little chilly.
A little bit.
Wind chill in the second half of the game was 19 degrees.
That's good.
Yikes.
If my phone holds up. So there I was bundled up.
200 yards rushing, TJ. They did everything I thought they were going to do except win that game. It really
stop number 17.
Yeah.
They couldn't stop anything on the edges.
But they couldn't stop him in particular, no matter what he did.
So I'm just going to dive right into it. I got to ask.
Go for it, Harry.
These people are literally jumping off the Skyway Bridge because this team lost this game.
Right.
And I get it. And every time this damn team loses, everybody is clamoring for Todd Bowles to be fired. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. There are some problems on defense. The offense played good enough to win. They're blaming the head coach for everything. And ultimately, it does fall on his hands. But I brought up a point on Monday. I will share with you off air some other time because I don't want you to have to expound on what I'm going to say. But what did you see in this game? Tampa played a lot of 11 and 12 personnel. They ran the ball at will. They did extremely well. It was setting up, the play action pass. Where was the problems from your viewpoint, TJ? Because you were the guy on the field.
Well, the biggest component was Josh Allen wasn't going to let them lose. You mentioned Chicago. You mentioned, Michael Jordan. We've talked about this before.
Right.
That in the day, Michael had games where he said, come on, hop on my back. We ain't losing. Same thing with Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. All right, pick your Celtics, your Lakers, your Bulls. It's the same kind of thing with Tom Brady, Patriots, Buccaneers. It's the same kind of thing with Peyton Manning, Colts, Broncos. Pick one. Brett Favre, Packers. Dan Marino, we're referencing the Dolphins. We're not losing. I'm not going to let us lose. And that's really what that game became in the second half, I thought, because no matter how well the Bucs ran it and got the lead and got touchdowns, Josh Allen would answer. He answered over. I mean, they scored 23 points on 4 straight possessions. Bang, 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 bang. And that was the difference in the game. And when the Buccaneers elected to punt the ball, which I know has been heavily scrutinized with about 6 or 7 minutes to go, down by 5, the big thing there was the defense. I understand the criticism. The defense didn't stop the 85-yard drive the other way. Josh Allen didn't get stopped. He got the 6 of 6 touchdowns and put the game away. So I talked to several Buffalo Bills acquaintances and fans, and more than one of them said the same thing. He's incredible, but that's as great as he's ever been in a regular season game. He just was not going to let them lose on Sunday.
It was a must-win game.
And they had to have it. You're exactly right.
That was a must-win game for
them.
them.
They were on the ropes when they fumbled the punt and the Bucs got the touchdown. You're like, okay, you got momentum, you got the lead, you've got veteran players. But in the end, Buffalo made more plays. And I agree with your point. For all of the blather that's out there that somehow, the season's going to go down the toilet, I know this is not a guarantee for 2025. It's a new season. But in the stretch run of 2023, Peter Blake, what was the stretch run finish, the record for the Buccaneers? Do you remember? Stretch run finished 2 years ago, 2023. Final 6 games. What was the record?
I think it was 4-2, wasn't it?
I think they were 5-1.
5-1, that's right.
A year ago, 7 games remaining.
Yeah.
After problems in the middle of the year, 7 games remaining. What was the record to end the year?
I believe it was also, was it 4
7 games, 5-2.
5-2. Yep. 5-2.
So again, those are previous seasons. That's not a guaranteed. What is it? The stock market, Greek? Past performance is not an indication of future earnings, right?
That's correct.
But if you had to wager whether this team's going to get it together, including with the schedule that they're going to play in December and January.
Do I need to say it? After this game, I think they run the table. They win 11 games. They could win 12 games. I like the way they match up against the Rams. I did a lot of digging into this team, TJ.
All right.
Secondary is really, really, really suspect, believe it or not.
They put 3 guys on injured reserve this afternoon.
Yep.
The Rams.
Correct. Including
them on defense, right?
And Tampa is a huge underdog. It's 6.5 points. It's going to probably go to 7, maybe even 7.5. Rightfully so. Everybody knows right now that the Rams are a lot healthier on offense than the Bucs are. And the Bucs have not shown any discipline on securing the edge. These last 3 games on defense, securing the edge from opposing running backs, it's been absolutely horrid. They're just getting around the end. But I got them winning their last 5 games. I really do.
from your lips to the ultimate results. I mean, I know this is not going to be easy. So you go from one
Carolina ain't going anywhere, guys.
All right, well, but I mean, they've won 6 games. They're starting to scare people. Bryce Young threw for 450 yards in a game in Atlanta.
Who would have thought seeing that coming?
I know, but
he does. It usually takes him 3 games to get to that.
Yeah, true. But I mean, you go to Buffalo and come back. Now you got to go all the way out to Los Angeles for this one. Now, the only thing I will submit is, Greek, you were all over the Buccaneers a year ago playing the Chargers. I know this is not the Chargers. This is the primary tenant of SoFi Stadium, the LA Rams. But there weren't a whole lot of people believing in the Buccaneers going all the way out to Los Angeles last December.
Oh, I loved that game last week.
And I know you did, and you called it. You called it a year. And I know last year, and you had Mike Evans healthy for the game. In that game, you had a healthy Bucky Irving. We don't know if Bucky Irving can play. We know Mike Evans is not playing here down the stretch of the season with the fractured collarbone. But again, you've got to have a puncher's chance with Baker Mayfield. I will tell you this, Peter, I'm here to testify. The Sports Web audience, Baker Mayfield looks healthier. He looked healthier in the game at home with the Patriots, and he looked healthy again last week. You see him running around on the read option and on the scrambles again. Making the plays. So,
shake and bake.
Yeah, shake and bake, baby. Let's
hope
that it
I got to tell you,
continues.
and I don't normally do this when you're on. I usually just tell you what I like. I said this last week. I kind of changed my pick, and Peter will confirm this. I told him that the Bucs had 0 chance of beating Buffalo. But then I started looking at the weather, and then I started looking at the matchup, and I really gave this team a chance, especially with the inclement weather, and I thought the Bucs were going to be good. And I told Peter that I thought that Tampa had a better shot at beating the Rams than they did Buffalo, just merely because of the fact that Buffalo needed this win a lot more than Tampa did. They can't afford to see New England just run away with it. They have to play catch-up somehow. I still stand by that. I think Tampa wins this ball game. I do. I really do. I think Tampa's defense, I can't see them playing a 4th consecutive game and not be disciplined, especially coming off the edges on defense. Offensively, they can go toe-to-toe, even with their current wide receiver setup with Matthew Stafford and the Rams, because of one thing, that running game and getting Bucky Irving back, which is a little birdie's talking in my ear. Godwin probably a no-no, but Bucky might be playing this weekend. I really like Tampa's chances. So if you're going to play him, don't play him to cover the points, ladies and gentlemen. You need to play him to win, because this is how you make money. This is your return investment. Don't play him with the points. Play him on the money line. The money line is going to get you a lot more money. Remember, small bets, big returns. Not big bets and no returns. Small wagers and larger returns.
There you go. All right, TJ, let's talk about Sean Tucker, the game he had.
Wow.
I told the Greek, I said, that's the guy. He said, Rachaad White. I said, watch. Sean Tucker's from Syracuse. He's due for it. Buffalo has a terrible defense when it comes to trying to stop the run. And you talked to Sean Tucker. What did you think of his game? And from his comments, what did you learn from him?
He is kind of soft-spoken, and he's not the biggest guy, but, man, he's explosive with that first step. Not quite as explosive as Bucky Irving, but you saw the difference in him hitting the hole and that stop-start when he makes a cut and heads to the outside. I can tell you on the first touchdown run, that was coming right around the end at me when Tristan Wirfs was leading the way. And I could see it. It's one of those where you're like this, and you're like, holy crap, here comes Wirfs at 3:30 with a head of steam right at the defensive back. You have no shot whatsoever. And that was the last block that sprung him for the 43-yard touchdown run. And then they basically ran the same thing down around the goal line later on in the third quarter of the game, where he got around the end again, and Wirfs was out there, and Wirfs didn't even have to hit anybody as a turn. That's the one where Mayfield put the number 1 finger up. The whole bit. So they were able to run it. Again, they do different things well. Rachaad White, a little bigger, a little better pass blocker, a little better receiver, but Sean Tucker's got a little Warwick Dunn, kind of the same as Bucky Irving. Kind of you lose him in the pile of big bodies, you lose him, and then suddenly he's out the gate with an explosive first or second step. So we're anxious to see what he can do. Is Bucky able to be back? Everybody's asking me. I've had like 5 people ask me the last 2 or 3 days, is this the week? And Todd Bowles has maintained the same thing. They want to make sure he can take contact in practice and be all right and not get re-injured. with the shoulder. So stay tuned on whether or not you see full participant in practice or not for tomorrow or for Friday. That indicates that he was out there trying to take some licks, not hard stuff, but take some contact on that shoulder to see if he can play. So you're running out of games, by the way, on getting him back at this point. You got to get him back here if he can play. Stay tuned.
You're
Stay
exactly
tuned
right. Yeah, stay tuned. 5 coaches, 15 players under illness. So who knows what's going to happen?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think Peter's having some
But
technical
hopefully, I don't know, they'll be ready,
you can hear
ready
me.
to go.
You know,
They won't be sick.
Here he is. He's back.
Yeah, Peter, we kind of lost you a little bit there, and I didn't know if it was me or
at this point. We'll see how that all.
Peter, right now, I think you need to be pulled out of the show real quick and
Yeah.
go back and then come back in a minute.
Yeah, you
no,
can
we couldn't hear you just for a second. You can come back in about a minute because I'll tell you in just a second, Peter, when I look downstairs, when I look there, Peter, when I see you clear up, I'll bring you back in.
All right. When I heard what he was saying, which is several Buccaneer coaches and players had to leave practice and leave the facility today because the stomach bug's going around. So I guess this is one of those moments where I get to say, I'm glad I wasn't in and around practice earlier today because we don't need that in our lives right now. But Peter, I did hear the question about the stomach bug, and we'll see if that's any better tomorrow. Maybe it's a 24-hour thing.
Yeah.
On one of those. Don't need any of that. But again, this is a fascinating opportunity. I know the doom and gloomers are out there. Oh, you're going to lose a third straight. You're going to be 6-5. I don't know. Not so fast. I don't know. Sunday night football. Give me the same kind of scenario as we had last week where you're in the game, back and forth, and a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. That's where you want to be. Don't let the Rams get too far ahead of you. You know that Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua are going to be a problem. 1-2 punch. The big thing, Greek, I was going to say this when you were talking about it, is where is the pass rush? You've got to get some pressure with the front four and with the rush. And that's the recurring theme there from the Buffalo game, that if you don't get pressure on Matt Stafford, you're in big trouble, Greek.
And I'll tell you what, that offensive line for the Rams isn't as good as what people think as well. They're very soft up the middle. And that's where Todd Bowles is going to dial up some really exotic blitzes. Don't look at it coming from the linebackers. You're going to see it more so coming from corners and safeties. And that's what I predict that's going to happen. They will get pressure on Matthew Stafford this week.
Yeah, you could see Tyke Smith because they like to blitz him a lot. Parrish, and also maybe Antoine Winfield Jr., those guys showing up would definitely help. You're exactly right, because if you allow Matt Stafford to pick you apart, you're in big trouble on that.
They're going to force Matt Stafford left and right. They're not going to allow him to get up into that pocket and feel comfortable. That's when he's going to beat you. He's not the same Matthew Stafford rolling around and throwing a ball sidearm. Not the same quarterback.
Yeah. First things first, Baker Mayfield returning to the scene of the crime, because you remember only having 2 days to prepare on Thursday Night Football. He engineers a fourth quarter comeback for the Rams. So, of course, he wants to prove himself. And then I think there's still, Bucs fans that go back to the divisional playoff game where Ndamukong Suh is just 1 second away from crushing Matt Stafford before he completes a 41-yard pass to Cooper Kupp. Go back to that game. Give me your memory on that, because that was hard.
I'll share this with you. It was a 21-point comeback to get the game tied in the fourth quarter. And I can tell you this, when Ndamukong Suh stripped that ball out of the running back, and I'm trying to remember who you hit me with it. I'm trying to remember who the running back was for the Rams.
Cam
Akers, speaking of Florida State. When he stripped that ball from Cam Akers, I am not exaggerating. I believe that's the loudest I've ever heard it at Raymond James Stadium. The ground was shaking in that comeback when he got that ball out, and then eventually Fournette scored the tying touchdown, right, on the fourth down play.
Yes.
But when he stripped that ball from Cam Akers and it was Buccaneer ball, the ground was vibrating under your feet. That's what I remember about that comeback. I remember Brady had the bomb, had the dime right to Mike Evans on Jalen Ramsey. What a memory right up until the point when Matt Stafford hung in and threw the dime himself to Cooper Kupp down the middle of the field. And it's like, my God, they're going to run down the field, 15, 14, 13. They're going to get the clock stopped. And they did. They spiked the ball and they got the clock stopped and got the field goal. So
by Matt Gay.
Unfortunate ending. Yeah, the Rams have kind of had the whammy on the Buccaneers at times, although we should mention the 2022 season, Tom Brady drove the Bucs without a timeout and even converted a 4th down late in the game and then hit Cade Otton, right, with the winning touchdown against the Rams. I still remember that happy post-game show after that happened. And I don't think Sean McVay and Matt Stafford have forgotten about it either.
Well, there you go. And Rashad White was big in that game also. I believe he caught a touchdown from Tom
Was it
Brady.
White that caught that one, and it was Cade Otton against the Saints on Monday Night Football? It was one against one and one against the other. I do remember that.
It was White against the Rams and Otton versus the Saints. I believe that is correct.
So again, there is some history with these two teams, even going back to the 1979 orange-clad Buccaneers being beaten 9-0 by the Rams of, what was that, Pat Hayden and Jack Youngblood. Frank Corral is the kicker with Doug Williams and Leroy Selman and John McKay.
Yep.
So there's a lot of history with the Rams. So we shall see. We shall see coming up this weekend. But even, look, I want them to win every game. I want a happy post-game show Sunday night, late night Sunday night. We're not going to be back till early Monday morning with the flight, etc. But I want a happy post-game show. But even if this does not work out, as the Greek said, you line up Arizona, New Orleans, and now Atlanta without Michael Penix. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to make the face with a chance to reclaim your season at that point. Now you feel even better if you can get the Ram game with those 3 games coming up. So stand by for what this is going to be in a stretch run. It should be a lot of fun. You're in the hunt. You got yourself some cushion with the wins earlier in the year. And I'm just pointing this out. This is the truth. This is not excuse making. The Buccaneers have played the number 1 strength of victory schedule in the NFL. Number 1. They have only really had 2 games, the Jets at home and New Orleans at New Orleans, where they haven't played a playoff caliber team. Maybe you can now say Atlanta, because Atlanta's fallen apart.
Right.
But isn't that funny, TJ? Isn't that funny how they bring that up? Because before the season started, they didn't have the toughest schedule. You notice how and that's really weird. Now, I'm not trying to circle back to the Chicago Bears. They had the 2nd toughest schedule in all of football, but now they're saying
on paper, right?
On paper, and then all of a sudden, well, they haven't beaten.
Now you play the games and you look at the strength of victory and the number of victories and the win percentage.
Right, and then they're like, well, they're not going. Well, Hey, look, I'm a realist too. They're not winning that division. I know they're in first place all by themselves. I mean, I've seen screwier things happen, like the New England Patriots are in first place in this division and running away with it. So I guess anything can happen because the NFL, everybody.
How about even with the win on Sunday for Buffalo, they are still 3 full games behind New England.
They're not catching.
Or 2.5.
Wow.
So good luck trying to catch the Patriots for the playoffs. But
we got a special caller here.
Oh, do you?
Yes, Jason Powers on Sports Podcast.
Oh, Brother Powers, where is he? Where is he on the video? Brother Powers is ringing in here.
Where are you at, Brother Powers?
I am driving home from my mother's house after a little mother's dinner tonight.
How was Mama Powers tonight, and what did we have?
Shame on you, Jason, because I know you were playing poker.
No, not tonight. She made a family recipe, a family favorite, a very family only recipe tonight. A little special cooking.
All right, Mama's cooking tonight. Dad put the grilled chicken on the grill. We had grilled chicken, green beans, and corn in the Rives household. So
wow. Nice.
there
had
you
to
go.
feed the twins. Had to take care of the twins. All right, Brother Powers. You and I have already talked some off the air, et cetera, about this game with the Rams. What does it come down to?
Pressure up the middle, like Harry the Greek said a couple of minutes ago. Get Stafford moving. You're not going to have to deal with, like Josh Allen last week, you're not going to be dealing with him running the ball, scrambling around, throwing 50-yard bombs. You got to get him off, kind of like Jared Goff. You got to get him off his spot there at 7 yards deep. So that's Vita Vea. That's
Logan Hall.
Up the middle pressure to get him moving. And again, I don't think you can, and you can't let obviously inside the red zone, the ball is going to Devontae Adams inside the 5-10 yard line. So you've got to have a plan for Devontae inside the 5-10 yard line. And if I'm the Buccaneers, I think they're gonna have to throw the ball to win here. I know we want to run the ball, but I think this is gonna be a Baker Mayfield game to throw the ball. I think you're gonna get some matchups with Ibuka, and kind of like 1979, TJ. It was Vince Ferragamo, I believe, in 79.
Was it Vince Ferragamo instead of Pat Hayden back in the day? It was Hayden?
It was Ferragamo.
Hayden may have been hurt. Yeah.
Yes. Mama always
Took him
tells
to the
story.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Took him to the Super Bowl.
Yep. Mom always tells the story, too, about Doug Williams getting hurt and Leroy Selman, and I'm shaking my head. I'm like, Mom, you're full of it. And then you look up and you're like, Mom is right. They did both get hurt in that game.
They both did get hurt in that game. Doug Williams separated his shoulder in the first half of the game and did not return. But back to the whole thing about throwing the ball deep, we can't overemphasize the wind was a real factor going TV left to the north. You didn't see either team trying anything long with that 20-25 mile an hour Western New York wind. So this is a different circumstance, climate controlled for the most part. Now, a lot of people don't understand at SoFi Stadium at the two ends, it's open-ended underneath the roof. So it's not completely enclosed. So like on a cool night, you'll get some cool air, obviously, in there, even though it's got a roof over it. But this is a much different circumstance where it's not going to be, nasty cold in Southern California in late November, and the wind will not be the same kind of factor to throw the ball deep. To Jason's point on being able to get some shot plays down the field.
And if you're Baker Mayfield, take a profit. Don't force the ball like Sam Darnold did last week. Take this check downs, take 6-7 yards at a time. If he gives you 5 of those in a row, take 5 of them in a row. Don't try to jam balls 15, 18 yards down the field into traffic, because they're going to play coverage. They're going to rush 4. They got a good front 4. They're not going to blitz much. Don't force the ball into traffic.
And again, the Rams, Jason, if you didn't hear this, put 2 guys on injured reserve. One of them is the safety. So this is going to be fascinating for Sunday night. This is what it's all about. This is why winning those games early in the year, it makes it this much more interesting, this much more intriguing to go out to LA and play this game.
And remember, guys, join me at Tampa Joe's on Sunday night for your away watch parties. 9316 Anderson Road. Some Bucs fans showed up, TJ and Harry and Jason, last Sunday, so we'll see more Bucs fans.
I popped on with you pregame, so you had some Buccaneer fans balance it out as the afternoon went on there at Tampa Joe's in Tampa at Anderson and Waters Avenue right off the Veterans.
Absolutely, we did. We had a full crew of Bucs fans before the Eagle fans got there. When they got there, then it was like ELG.
You shouldn't have to worry about that, because the Buccaneer game's a standalone on Sunday night. Get out there, go have some dinner with the good food. Great location to come find Peter for the watch party. Go out and support him.
Food is really good. Jason, can we get you to come out there, buddy?
Jason, you coming out?
We did. I talked with Peter yesterday. He jumped on with me for the Florida Football Insiders podcast. And yes, we're going to try to make it out Sunday night for at least a half.
There we go.
There you go.
Be there while we're hanging in LA. I think I'm going to have a meeting with some of the people out in LA about a multi-picture deal. We might go to one of those trendy spots in Beverly Hills and have a little dinner while you guys hang out at Tampa. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hang, and we'll see what happens with the game itself on Sunday. It's fascinating whenever you're on the road playing Sunday Night Football, because you sit and you watch like the pregame, and you sit and you watch the early game, and you're like, we still have 4 or 5 more hours before we're going to the stadium, getting everything ready for the broadcast of us and the players warming up and playing the game. It's a long day. It's a long day watching the other games. Just saying.
DJ, give us a sense when you guys travel, especially out west. What is that like as far as getting off the plane? I mean, obviously you guys have a bus waiting for you, but when you get off the plane, what do the guys do? And they go straight to the hotel? Do they go to a field somewhere to get a walkthrough?
It's interesting because it varies. And in this case, I think they are doing a walkthrough in Los Angeles. We will get there. They will check some stuff in, and they will immediately get on the buses and go to the walkthrough and get dressed where they are. It won't be a full padded practice, but I believe they are intending to do a walkthrough Saturday afternoon because of the long flight.
To get the jet lag out of them a little bit.
And a lot of times what will happen, and this happened flying to Buffalo later in the day last Saturday, They will go to the hotel, and this is just, I'll give you a peek behind the curtain. They have one of the ballrooms set up with what they call activation or stretching, where they've got the training staff, the medical staff, the whole bit. They stretch everybody out, these strength coaches, the training staff, etc.
Yep.
And if you're getting treatment, whatever it is, stem treatment on a back, on a leg, on a calf, on a hamstring, stretch it out, work out some of the stiffness, the soreness from being on the airplane, etc. Long season, and now that you've gotten to this point where you've played 10, 11 games, and you've gotten probably 30, 40 practices under your belt in a season, everybody's going to be sore and beat up. So it is interesting how that works, where they will go. I mean, it's not anything elaborate. Again, a practice won't be an elaborate practice. It'll just kind of be a walkthrough, stretch, get a little work in out in LA, because it is a long flight. It's going to be like a 5.5 or 6 hour flight to get out to Los Angeles for this.
And it's always interesting. Some teams travel Friday, some travel Saturday. So it's always
Todd Bowles does not believe in going on Friday. And again, he has repeatedly had success. We went last year on Saturday, the day before the Charger game. We went this year on Saturday, the day before the Seahawks game, which is farther from Tampa than Los Angeles is.
Now you fly with the team, correct?
And won both games. So I'm on the plane with the team, and I understand. I mean, his mentality is let's go, be focused, only be there for that day. Don't worry about acclimating to Pacific time. Stay on the Eastern time body clock. Go to bed Saturday night and go play the game. Hydrate, lots of hydration with electrolytes, with water, with fluids, the whole bit, and be ready to play the game on Sunday night. There you go.
Can we cover some kickoffs, please, for the fellas?
From your lips to the coverage team, I would agree on that. I would have to believe. Again, we talked earlier in the show that Rondé Barber was filling in for Dave Moore this week on Buccaneers Radio, and even Rondé brought it up, which is you've got to stop kicking the kickoff to the left. They're running the exact same kickoff blocking scheme, the exact same return on you. You've got to make that adjustment. You've got to be aware of that and be better, because they averaged like 39 yards a kickoff return. You cannot have that. No. That is not winning football. No. So you're right. Watch out for the hidden yardage on that. Let's see if that's not better this week.
All right, my friend, we'll get you out of here on that. Go ahead and promote yourself once again here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a happy hump day.
Always good to be with you guys and Brother Powers. Check us out on 98 Rock. Buccaneer coverage will start on the flagship station. Let me back up, like 6:30 Sunday night Eastern time. The full network pregame will begin at 7:30. The game just after 8:20 p.m. Eastern time, 5:20 La La Land time. Check it out on 98 Rock, the Buccaneer stations, the Buccaneers mobile app, Sirius XM, NFL Plus. Those are the ways to hear it. And when the game is all said and done on Monday, I'll put together a recap podcast called Nothing But Bucs, the official Buccaneer podcast, with the highlights, post-game interviews, all of it. Full recap of the game. They tell me by the tens of thousands, people are finding that podcast now as a recap podcast, which we love. Because, again, you get the game essentially in a condensed form there for about 45, 50, 55 minutes. You get everything you need to know about the game, Gene's highlights, interviews, the whole bit. Nothing But Bucs podcast, Buccaneers mobile app, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Other than that, I think we're good on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
Real quick.
Yes.
Real quick. Are you eating In-N-Out Burger? Are you an In-N-Out Burger guy?
In-N-Out could be in the future. Again, I was there in the summer. Peter, did we share this? I was there in the summer with the twins, and we did go out to Disney, and we did have to go to In-N-Out and get the double-double. I'm looking for it here on my phone. The double-double was consumed at the In-N-Out Burger. Here we go. In Anaheim, they have the In-N-Out. That's the double-double. They call it. They got the fries animal style with the cheese on them. The twins were all about the In-N-Out double-double hamburger. Let me see if I can get that. There we were right outside the In-N-Out. So we might be at the In-N-Out. Reeves Clan at the In-N-Out. I'd have to be there. That's their version of like Checkers, or what else am I looking for that's like the burger chain? So
McDonald's, Burger King.
McDonald's, Burger King are everywhere, but like out west, they don't have Checkers. Out west, they don't have like a Hardee's. Those are Southern things. They have In-N-Out or Jack in the Box.
Let me tell you something. Hardee's makes a good burger.
Yeah. The In-N-Out, man, the double is solid.
Yeah.
Out there. So we'll see.
You got to do me a favor, TJ. You got to give me that sound bite where you go away to Bucs fans, because that's what I
thought you have that.
I got to go back and figure out.
Find it?
Yeah, find it.
Unless How about if you just do a recording of it?
I will hold the door, right, is what I said.
Yes.
Because everybody this time 2 years ago was talking about fire Todd Bowles, Baker Mayfield stinks, you're going to get rid of him, he's on a 1-year deal. And how did it all work out? And that's where I was saying, hey, the rest of us want to enjoy the stretch run and trying to make the playoffs, which it did work out. And I said, if you're a fan of this team, you're not rooting to lose and fire the coach. I said, get out. I will hold the door. Go away on that. And it's kind of the same thing here. I think people have learned, though, the last couple of years with the way that they finished.
Yeah,
I think people have learned.
Funny. That's
all right. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for what happens in Los Angeles. Hollywood, I will go check it out. I'll go check for the Greek star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And anything else that's happening. See if Shohei Ohtani's around, leaving paper trail of $50 bills because of all the money he makes. We'll see.
Go hang out with Axel Foley down there in Beverly Hills, TJ.
Yes. Get them. Wait. Hit the Greek with the trivia. Peter's too young. Greek, what would you say Eddie Murphy's first year on Saturday Night Live was back in the day? 19. You already know the answer.
No.
How old was Eddie Murphy his first year on Saturday Night Live?
I'm going to say it was 18. I think he was 18 years
old. Jason Powers?
19.
He was
maybe
19 years old on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, because he did his first stand-up in 82, I think is what it was. And it was
82 or 83, and it was Delirious.
And then Raw came out.
Right.
I still remember the leather suit.
Oh, absolutely. He made Beverly Hills Cop, filming it in 1982, and he was, 22 years old. You go back and watch that. I mean, he is brilliant, comedic-wise, in Beverly Hills Cop, and he's a 22-year-old Eddie Murphy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, he was great in Trading Places, too. I mean, he was a star.
You got to love it. I'll go look for Eddie Murphy.
Sell, Mortimer, sell.
There's a great documentary on Eddie Murphy on Netflix that just came out.
Yes.
Check it out. It's like an hour and a half. It's fantastic.
Oh, you guys behave. By the way, we've totally digressed, but I hit Powers with this. We are coming up in 2 days on the 62nd anniversary of the John F. Kennedy assassination.
Oh.
Greek.
Wow.
Greek. Did Oswald act alone?
No.
Come on.
No.
Peter Blake, did Oswald act alone, or was it a conspiracy?
It was a conspiracy. There's all yes, and Dad.
And I'm outvoted because Powers thinks the same thing.
Yeah,
he thinks it was a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
Buddy, he couldn't have been him. There was.
I am saying, what do you mean he couldn't be? It couldn't have been him.
Not just him. There had to be others.
You don't know Oswald's background, that in the United States Army, the one thing he knew how to do was shoot a rifle. He was an expert marksman. He got a medal for shooting a rifle at 150 yards.
And the trajectory that the bullet came in from where he was at?
Let me tell you this. Of the four of us, has anybody ever stood in the window at the Texas School Book Depository Museum?
No.
You have?
I have.
Oh.
I have no expert training with a rifle. Guess what?
What?
I could have shot John Kennedy out of that window. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yes, the view. I mean, I don't know that I could have shot him 3 times, but I could have shot him out of that window.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, I've been there. I believe Oswald acted alone.
All right. Good stuff. And again, Dad loved that. He saved the news article. Of course, it was 8 years today when you passed away. The creator of the Sports Web, one of the founding fathers, along with Sean the Sports Don, Rich from Clearwater. We love you. He absolutely was a unbelievable historian. He had the news article. It was one of those events that I was always reminded of right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the Kennedy assassination was right around Thanksgiving, and you want one more nugget?
Yes.
A lot of people don't know this and don't realize this. Here, wait a minute. I got to get back to my present day. That yesterday,
you're pulling it up there, how about
Yesterday, go ahead.
How about Walter Cronkite delivering the news on the air
on national TV, on live, when you go back and revisit it?
And how iconic was that?
And it's in the museum, that iconic moment. It's also on YouTube of Walter Cronkite having to deliver the news that the president is dead. He's been assassinated. How about yesterday is the 62nd anniversary of John Kennedy? There he is, coming to Tampa.
Years ago.
62 years ago, he was in Tampa in that limousine. They flew those limousines on Air Force One to Tampa first, and he drove around without the bubble top on the limousine in downtown Tampa. Tampa, again, was much more rural, not as modernized as Atlanta or Dallas or some of the other bigger cities in the South, et cetera, much less like Chicago, New York, Philadelphia. But that's the first time a sitting president had ever come to Tampa was 62 years ago on November the 18th, yesterday, 1963. 4 days before the assassination, John F. Kennedy was in Tampa, kids, coming around the state of Florida, doing some campaigning and some fundraising. He went to Texas to help one of the senators in the state of Texas trying to fundraise in November of 63. Wild.
And thus you have Kennedy Boulevard.
Yes.
Wow.
John F. Kennedy. It was known as John F. Kennedy Library for a long time in downtown Tampa, and I think they've renamed it. But John F. Kennedy Boulevard and the library named after John F. Kennedy, he was here 4 days before the assassination in the open air limousine. How crazy is that for a final nugget on the sports web? I think I'm all out of nuggets and trivia and stuff tonight.
I love it. The media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. We'll see you on Sunday, my friend. All right.
Love it. By the way, Brother Powers and I have already done the show. It'll be out tomorrow morning, 3 Dog Thursday. The podcast is out, talking college football, underdogs, some very interesting underdog plays for this weekend in college football. Find it wherever you get pods. Find it on YouTube, 3 Dog Thursday. We love it.
Love it.
You got to get a picture with Melissa Stark now. Yeah,
Melissa,
you know her?
Yeah, Melissa's my buddy. I've helped her out a couple of times with what did the coach say at halftime, etc.
Wow.
I want to see you on the 10-yard line when the Bucs are driving in on that opposite shot in the khakis.
Yeah, in the khakis with the shirt. All right, we'll do.
We'll
do, my friend. You guys be well.
All right. Behave.
You guys behave. See you later.
Take care, man. You take care.
All right. Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. Give me some final thoughts. Or, by the way, I want to throw this out there because I was on his show last night talking college football. Alex Golish today missed the appearance at 95.3 WDAE. So now everybody kind of saying he missed the radio appearance because there could be something up. Possibly Arkansas, possibly Oklahoma State. So what do you say, Jason Powers?
We mentioned those two schools last night. And what did you mention? And you made a great retort. Could one John Gruden be in the mix with Derek Brooks on board and down there off of Fowler?
Yep.
If Alex Goldish leaves.
Perfect fit. John Gruden to the USF Bulls with Derek Brooks in charge, knowing him already, wanting to get back into coaching. Gruden, perfect mindset here. You're in the Tampa area. You know college prospects. On top of it, you know Derek Brooks. You also know about the NIL. The money's going to be there. You're going to be able to recruit not only in the Tampa Bay area, but in the state of Florida because you have that NFL coaching prowess, if you will. And then on top of it, you have an on-campus stadium coming in just a couple years here. So everything going in the positive direction. Even though if you lose Alex Golish, maybe you get John Gruden. To me, that is a slam dunk hire by the USF Bulls if that happens.
I don't disagree. I think, again, he doesn't have to move. You could probably get him financially at a little bit of a discount with his pending NFL litigation.
Yep.
I think it would be a rock star hire.
Yep. Now, what do you say, Greek? Gruden to USF at Golish leaves. What do you think?
That would be a dream, and I think that's all it's ever going to be. Gruden doesn't want to play college. He doesn't want to coach college football, in my opinion. And the only reason why I'm saying it, and it's an opinion, doesn't mean it's factual, is when he was an NFL head coach, he didn't like to coach young quarterbacks. He wanted that savvy veteran.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that for those reasons, I don't. But if he did come to the college ranks, I would think he would go to a bigger program in Florida, such as the University of Florida or even the Florida State Seminoles. I can't see this particular head coach, lasting very much longer, but I honestly don't think he's going to go to the college ranks.
All right. Good stuff, Greek. All right, Jason Powers. Thanks a lot for your time, man. Anything else here on the evolution, my friend?
I'm with Harry the Greek. I think the Bucs are in a good spot this week. I think with the emotional game last week with the Seahawks, I think that could play a factor in kind of a slow start for the Rams. Internal pressure, Vita Vea. You got to get the internal pressure. If you do that, you got a great chance in this game, I think.
And we'll see you on Sunday night, hopefully there, and maybe on Saturday for UAB USF, because a lot of people saying that game doesn't mean much, but still USF can surpass the wins from last year. So we'll be there on Saturday. We'll be there on Sunday at Tampa Joe's. We got some wings for you. Got a Tampa Bay or Tampa Joe's sampler for you if you come up there. All right.
I will be. I guarantee I will make an appearance Sunday night for you, buddy.
All right, there you go. Jason Powers,
Keep it up.
Powers on Sports Podcast, Spectrum Sports 360, as always, man, killing it. And definitely don't be a stranger here on the Evolution. All right.
I'll see you Sunday,
Harry,
Powers.
Yeah, don't be breaking my code of playing some poker. Now I need to hit a couple big hands now as the year gets over.
It's not a problem, buddy. Come out. You know what? Just let me know next time you want to come out to the Downs, and I'll invite you to my table. Not in the poker room, but prepare a mutual wagering.
Love it.
You got it, buddy. See you guys.
All right.
See you, man. Take care, Jason.
Jason Powers, my tag team partner of the world, Mr. Jason Powers, Powers on Sports Podcast. We have been neglecting the webheads. I'm sorry, but we have been we had guests tonight, Casey Weldon, TJ Rives, Jason Powers, Harry the Greek. So let's go out to you guys. And of course, open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Listen, this is the reason why you got to tune in. And you got to tune in a couple weeks from now, because we'll be live from the Florida State Fairgrounds for the Tampa Sports Collectors Expo. Well, once again, Friday's guest, which we'll see if we can make it out there to that. Jonathan Aranda from the Tampa Bay Rays, Elijah Roberts. We had it on this show before. And then Saturday's guests, Kevin Kiermaier, BJ Upton, Carlos Pena, Brett Phillips, Dante Culpepper, Vince Papali, Dwight Smith, Peter Ward, Jimmy Giles, Casey Weldon. Oh, my. Let's go out to this guy.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with you?
Jim, welcome to the Evolution. You're on with yours truly, along with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Go ahead, my friend.
What's going on, guys?
It's a great night, man, to do sports talk television. I tell you that.
Is that Powers?
Powers was on with us before. Now he's not. Now it's Harry. Harry's on with us. Yes.
What's up, Harry?
What's up, man? What's up?
Nothing. I want to do my good and bad, ugly, real quick because I did some homework. I didn't want to miss out on it.
All right,
give us the good.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll do the good first. I'll play. I'm positive. All right. My good is Mike Evans donates. Hold on, let me get these numbers.
Yeah.
Donuts $102 million to.
I don't think that's true, man. I think that's
he hasn't made $102 million.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. He was at the Golden State Magic game last night, and if you notice, this was good. He didn't have a sling on. Sling. And he was throwing, some things around a little bit. So people said, maybe in a couple weeks, Mike Evans, big time basketball fan there. So we'll see.
All right.
See. Okay.
Coach Bowles' birthday. That's good too.
Yes. Happy birthday to Todd Bowles. Yeah! Happy birthday. It is exciting. Even though fans want you to take your birthday cake and get the hell out of here, I'm not one of them. So happy birthday to the great Todd Bowles, your head coach of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, what else?
All right, bad. We got Tony O'Brown getting arrested overseas.
Yeah.
Bringing him back because he got attempted
extradited
murder on somebody.
Yes, that's not a surprise because he's a lunatic.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
He needs to go get him some help, much money as he got.
He needed some help when he decided to be with that OnlyFans model the night before against the Jets, who licked a toilet, and then he decided to quit on the Bucs. He's a lunatic then, he's a lunatic now.
Yeah, he admitted himself that he needs some daggone mental help. So
yeah, definitely needs something.
Go get some. And then my guy that shot himself with the police chase.
Yes.
What's his name? Mitchell. Hold on, let me look.
Nealand.
Yeah, Nealand. Marshawn Nealand.
Yeah, that's sad.
That is sad. Yes, that's
so-called. It's sad. Yeah, sad and bad. I put it in the bad.
Okay. And what's the ugly?
And, let's see the ugly. I put Lamar Chase spitting on somebody because that's ugly. That's assault in the real world.
Yeah, Jamar Chase saying he didn't spit on Jalen Ramsey, and you could clearly see it. It's just an awful look. And then he lies about it, which he should be suspended more than one game. He should be suspended multiple games because you don't spit on anybody ever. It's disgusting. It is assault. It's not the right thing to do at all.
Yeah, and he getting fined over $5,000. Well, serving suspension. So
yeah,
and yeah, you could put old Brown on the ugly too.
Yeah, he's been ugly. Way, okay,
we right in there.
All right, Jim.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'll let you keep calling.
All right, man. Appreciate you as always. Good stuff there. The good, bad, and ugly with damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with you?
Harry, I know you got to get out of here, so go ahead and give me some final thoughts here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. We appreciate the time.
Buddy, it was a great show. Monday and Wednesday, love hanging out with you guys. We shall see you on Sunday night live at Tampa Joe's. I will be doing the pregame show with Mr. Peter Blake. And going to have a lot of good things to talk about. Nothing else to promote. I'll see you guys later. Love you, Peter. We'll talk to you guys later. Webheads, don't jump off the bridge. It's not over.
It's not over. It's never over here on the Evolution. Harry, we'll see you on Sunday night at Tampa Joe's, all right?
See you later, buddy.
Good stuff there. All right. It's just me and you. I mean, come on, guys. Did you not like that first hour? Was that first hour not great? And it's only going to get better because the rumor is that I'm going to have Derek Brooks on this show eventually from USF. That's the goal. And to have all these guests on again from this expo. Again, the Saturday's guests, Kiermaier, BJ Upton, Carlos Pena, Brett Phillips, Dante Culpepper, Vince Papali, Dwight Smith, Peter Warwick, Jimmy Giles, and again, Casey Weldon. Where else are you going to go? You're going to the radio? Are they going to be there? Probably not. I love what they do, but they're not going to be there. TV going to be there? No, they're not going to be there. You know who's going to be there? The evolution of Sports Talk Television. And by the way, if you want more information on this event, go to sportscornersignings.com or email at scesshows@gmail.com. Tell you what, let's hit a break, and then we will go out to the phone lines, and we will go ahead and read your comments here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Of course, this show brought to you by Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block. Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Whether it's a haircut, a beard trim, a fade, they got you covered. Go see my favorite barber, Ricky, and all the great barbers there at Up the Block Barbershop. Tell them the Rolex reporter, Peter Blake, sent you again. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road. Let's go out to the phone lines. Broadway, you're on the evolution of Sports Talk Television live here at Raymond James Stadium after your Bucs fall to 6-3. Go. All right, so there you go. And, of course, Tampa Joe's will be out there on Saturday getting you ready for USF versus UAB, which, thank God, college football gave us a break. It's at 3 o'clock. So I think we'll get on about 2:30 here, give you a pregame show, give you some conversation, give you some phone calls there. And then, of course, Sunday night football will be on at 6 o'clock at night on Sunday night. They're getting you ready for Bucs versus the LA Rams. Can the Bucs get back on the winning track here? Can they go to 7-4, or will the Rams win that game? Again, 93-16 Anderson Road in Tampa. And by the way, if you tell them that the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you, you get 15% off. So if there wasn't more of an incentive besides being a part of the evolution of Sports Talk Television, a live streaming sports talk show for the Tampa Bay sports fan, for the overall football fan, 15% off your bill is not too bad either. Again, Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road. And once again, tell them the Rolex reporter Peter Blake sent you. And again, sponsorships are available. So we're trying to stack this show with more sponsorships, more money. The more money that goes into the show, the better off we'll be. Maybe we extend it for another day. Maybe it's instead of doing Monday and Wednesdays, we do another day of the evolution of sports talk television. Let's go out to our web heads there. Good evening, Peter. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Jim Sutton. Good evening, Peter H. Blake. Good evening to you.
Damn it, Jim, what the hell's the matter with you?
Let's go Sports Web. Absolutely. What's up, Roger Shue, right there. What's up, Webheads from the Tribal Troll.
Acknowledge me.
And just because I know you're going to troll us with your nonsense, we'll just get it out of the way.
Shut up. This guy sucks. That's good enough to suck right there.
There you go. LFG Bucs hump day. Absolutely a hump day.
Hump day.
Gotta love that. What's up, PB? Need my Bucs therapy? You got your Bucs therapy. Whether I'm a psychologist on this show or a psycho, I'm here for you. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. So I got you, Parrish. Right out there in California. I smell an upset cooking. I smell it too. In fact, where's my rock at?
What is your name?
Yeah.
I told you. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Smell what he's cooking. Hopefully the Bucs are cooking something. Let's go, Bucs. Let's go, Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Let's go, Bucs. It is exciting, Todd. Happy birthday.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Yes, it is. All right, bright side. Hey, Peter, what's going on, boss? How you doing? Prepping Bucs all day from Cali. I need to win. I'm going back to Cali. Cali. I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so. Good stuff there, Teresa Neptune. Hey, everyone. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Teresa Neptune from Smart Financial. Gotta love that. We do better under the radar anyways. Absolutely. Let's go out to Mike D. Roche's there. Keep on fighting the big C there. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up. It's exciting.
It is exciting, Todd.
How about them Bucs, baby?
All right, let's go out to my beautiful mother right there, Sandra Nagel, my future agent on this show, watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web. Harry, let's go Bucs this Sunday against the Rams. You better be there. But thank you very much. As always, your check is in the mail.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up. It's exciting. How about them Bucs, baby? Fire the cannon.
All right, good stuff there. Let's go out to Rick, first channel. Go Birds and then go Bucs. I'll let you have the go Bucs instead of the go Birds.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Yeah, go Birds.
It's exciting. How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go out to Trevor here. Hey, Peter, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Evening, fellas. Evening, Christopher Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Gold Knowles, baby. Absolutely. All day, every day. Boy Wonder, 1913. That would be Mr. KR. Evening, Peter and crew. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
It is.
How about them Bucs, baby?
It is.
Fire the cannon.
Yes. We shall. Let's go out to King Cook. Time for Norvell to go. 6 years is long enough with no results. Van House Life, I don't even know if I want to read your comments at this point. Thoughts on the 13-0 non-playoff appearance? Thank you for the question, Christopher Cole. I had to ask it. Roger Sue says, hey, Greek, rumor has it, still waiting on the defense to stop the Bills at the punting on 4th and 2. Whomever evaluates the offensive line, the defensive line for Florida State, they need to be replaced. All right. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Some defensive guru Todd Bowles has proven to be great stuff. Thank you, Christopher Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's go out to Steve. Conservative need to go for it. Christopher Cole. Defense got frozen in the second half. Mike D. Roche's. Are you playing the video I sent you? I did not get it. Send that video to me. In fact, let me go ahead and do some producing while we're on air here, because I want to make sure to play that video. As I keep on telling you, I want to play that video. So let's go and see if I can upload this video really quick. Let's see how great of a producer I am on the fly here, kids. Let's see. Wow. Well, something just popped up here. I'll have to read this in just a moment. In fact, I'm going to read this really quick. This is from Rob Higgins talking about the USF situation, and then I'll get to Mike's video here. Coach Golish's representatives and I continue to have a lot of great conversations, and both they and Coach Golish know how fully invested we are in his long-term future at USF. We won't discuss the details of those conversations publicly. We all appreciate how totally locked in Coach Golish has stayed on our program, student athletes throughout this season, despite what a lot of the false reports that continue to circulate online suggest. Go Bulls. All right, so there you go. That solves that, I guess. So there you go. They're having conversations. Let me see if I can get this video really quick of Mike DeRoche here, because this is a special video here on the Sports Web. So let's go ahead and see if I can get it. Okay. All right. So we got it. So let's see if we can play it now. Because this man is going through a fight here, and we're going through it with him together. So let's go ahead and see if we got it. All right. Stand by. I will be playing this video. And of course, if you didn't know, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's been 8 years since my father passed away tonight. So this show is special. So I thought it was interesting that we talked to Casey Weldon, first quarterback I ever watched at Florida State there. And I definitely think he would be proud of what we've been able to do here, even with his death, because he's definitely been a catalyst for me and my life through everything, pushing me to be the best that I can be on this show and being a founding father of it. It's been a special experience, and I was definitely blessed to know him and have him in my life. And I can't believe it's 8 years, but it is what it is. It's right around that Thanksgiving time. All right, let's go out to Mike DeRoche. Go ahead. Yes, that is what it's all about. Ring that bell, my friend. Keep on ringing that bell. Great stuff. Keep on fighting the good fight there against the big C. Okay, so God bless you, my friend. And of course, you know, if you know my dad's story, he passed away from cancer. So anytime somebody's fighting cancer, anytime you need some encouragement, anytime you need some motivation, I am here for you to give it. Not everybody's clamoring for Todd Bowles to be fired. I'm just going to ignore Van Houselife because he's just trolling at this point. Matt Stafford doesn't lose to Todd Bowles' defenses. Look up the record. Are you taking callers? We are now, as you know. Let's go. Steve says Baker's played bad at night, and the Rams have owned us the last couple of years. But have the faith. Keep the faith here, Steve. If I was betting my money, I would bet on the Rams. I get that, buddy. I really do. All right, let's go out to King Cook. I just don't like the fact that Baker's 1-7 in primetime games. That's not a good stat. No one talks about that. Just saying. Although he did win a primetime game just a couple months ago against the Houston Texans. You guys remember that? Okay. Kyle Trask would have us at the same record. Once again, you are trolling.
That's good enough to suck right there.
Keep in mind, Trask just signed with the Atlanta Falcons today, their practice squad. So congratulations to Trask and all the Traskite fans out there, the Trask force that wanted to see him start for the Bucs. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to be an Atlanta Falcon fan. Let's go out to Real Berg native. They don't like the place to blame against Baker. Laugh out loud. It's never on him, though he threw not one touchdown pass last Sunday. Steve says Baker Mayfield's wife, Emily, is pregnant with a boy. Congrats to Baker. Yes. King Cook, 1-7 in prime time. That's definitely on Baker. Shows me he shrinks up as he has to prove me wrong Sunday night. I don't necessarily think it's just on Baker. I think we put too much onus on the quarterback and not enough on the team itself, not enough on the coaching. It's a complete team effort. It's complementary football. When your offense is struggling, your defense has to pick you up. When your defense is struggling, your offense has to pick you up. It hasn't been able to be like that this year. In the playoffs in Detroit, the defense gave the ball back to Baker to tie the game. Baker throws an interception. King Cook, 1485. Let's not forget 99. Laugh out loud. Can we not remember the NFC Championship game there in 2000? Last year against the Commanders, Baker fumbles after the defense gives him the ball back on 4th and goal stop. but they sat, wait until the end of the season to win the division. Laugh out loud. Baker struggled to beat Kirk. King Cook, I would definitely trade Baker for a first-round pick if we can get one. Not happening, guys. Remember, he's a free agent, and that's your franchise quarterback. Enough with the trading. Who would you want to be the quarterback at the end of the day besides Baker Mayfield? Remember the game Winfield had an all-star performance against Atlanta, and Baker did what he does, nothing. Oh, Real Berg native is not a Baker Mayfield fan. Van House Life, not a Todd Bowles fan. Steve is not a Bucs fan right now, it seems like. Stand by. Let me go out to Brightside, Broadway. Brightside, welcome to the Evolution.
Well, I feel sorry for all three of them because I'm a Baker fan, I'm a Todd Bowles fan, I'm a Bucs fan.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what we're talking about here on the Evolution. But they can have their opinion. I get it. I understand it. I get
freedom of speech. We are for freedom of speech on this.
Love it. We love the differing opinions on this show. Definitely, my friend.
I have a confidence level of 9.
9. Confidence level of 9. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I feel like we're coming into this game with something to prove.
All right. I think you're definitely coming in here with something to prove. You definitely want to go into a losing streak. Your defense wants to play better, and Baker Mayfield returning to L.A., and then, of course, Todd Bowles against Sean McVay. That's a coaching matchup that people want to see. So let's see what the Bucs can do here. Greek feels good about it. I'm starting to feel good about it. I'm not
I feel great about it. Let me tell you this.
Yes.
I am so sorry for your dad's passing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're making him proud. And I love the show, and we love you as Sports Webhead.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, and it's definitely a big part of the reason why we do this show in the first place for the Tampa Bay sports fan is because of Rich from Clearwater. That's the character we called him on the old radio station in a galaxy far, far away at a Clearwater radio station. He was a character, and he was definitely a big part of the show. Yes.
And I will talk to you Sunday.
Sounds good, my friend. Appreciate you, Brightside. All right. All right. It's good stuff there. I love the Brightside Broadway. He's always bringing it. We'll give him the Ric Flair. Let's go out to this guy. Sun Devil Dave, welcome to the Evolution.
Hey, great job. Great job again.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
How do we waste my time?
Yes, there you go. How do we start off the show? Do it right now. You got to do it right.
Thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever.
There you go.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Absolutely.
Hey, so this is a celebration of life. So RIP to Papa Blake.
Yes, thank you.
And that's awesome that you're having like a little celebration of life and had some great, amazing guests.
Thank you.
Good to hear from the former FSU and former NFL quarterback, Casey. Who was it again?
Casey Weldon, yes.
That was some really cool stories, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I was just impressed about some of those past stories, working all those amazing athletes with baseball players. Of course, God, I forgot his name already. The quarterback that played for the Knicks,
Charlie Ward.
And then another, and then I know Pete Tom Willis was on there because he was a Bear quarterback for a while.
He was Peter Tom Willis and Brad
Willis.
Johnson and Chris.
Some really cool names.
Yeah,
that was great, and I can't wait for the trade show, whatever it is, the thing at December 5th or December 8th.
Yes, December 5th and 6th and
December
7th.
5th.
Yeah, we'll be out.
Right.
We'll be out there probably the
awesome.
6th on that Saturday there.
That'll be awesome. Looking forward to the Bucs Rams game, Sunday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope they don't go out and party on Saturday night out in LA.
Yes.
Everyone make sure everyone's in. We don't need to be going out to Hollywood and hanging out there all night. So make sure we have a curfew for those guys.
Yeah, no starlets for you guys.
No starlets, no Hollywood crazy clubbing. But It looks like it's going to come down to, and I get a lot of information. I love Pewter Report on Boot River. Look at Pewter Report. It's a really good website.
Of course.
Yeah, so it's really come down to tempo, discipline, control. Tucker and White have to have monster games again. Obviously, Stafford can't have those huge.
Well, Bucky Irving may play in this game. We'll see.
If Bucky comes back,
yes,
that would be amazing.
Right.
I'm also going to look at a couple of. They brought up a couple key matchups. Baker Mayfield, it looks like he got healthy again. He looked really good, except for that one pick. I think at the fourth quarter or third quarter, he had a pick.
Right.
But I think Baker's a lot healthier as far as his mobility, running around, extending plays. So that's a good plus. Yeah, get Easy E more involved. How Benjamin Morrison's going to handle Adams and Nakua. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah, Puka Nakua, yes.
Nakua.
Yes.
That's going to be tough. So Morrison's going to come through, try to keep those guys in check. Also, I think Wirfs is going to have some matchup with that the O-line, the linebacker. I was trying to look at the names on here for him. I don't see it on here now, but that was another key matchup. But yeah, I guess our secondary's really got to tighten up against those Rams defenders. I think Higbee's might be hurt though.
Yeah,
their tight end.
Yeah.
So that'll be good news if he can stay out of the game.
Rams reported this today. The Rams have put Rob Haverstein, right tackle, tight end Tyler Higbee, and Quentin Lake on IR. So there you go.
Wow. Okay.
So
that could help out the Bucs as well.
Definitely.
So balance attack, discipline. God, if we get Bucky and Godwin back, and White has a big game. Of course, Kate Otten, Easy E. Mayfield's getting healthier and healthier. It seems like the last couple of weeks, as far as getting his running game going and having his weapons back. And I think they could beat the Rams. I think they're gonna be 6.5, 7-point dogs. So I like the Bucs winning outright. Take the money line in that.
All right.
Sound like Harry the Greek.
Love it.
And
yes.
Big Bulls game on Saturday. Take care of business against UAB.
Yep.
Right? Is it UAB?
Yeah, UAB.
3
yes,
p.m. I'll try to make it out there Saturday. We'll see.
Appreciate
Definitely
you,
be there
Devil.
Sunday.
Okay.
And go Bears. Bears got a tough game against the Steelers. They could go 8-3. The first place Chicago Bears. So
no Aaron Rodgers. You got Mason Rudolph. So you may have a
chance.
Did
they? Okay, because I thought Aaron said he might try to play.
Well,
There's a rumor that he was going to try to play, but I don't know if that's going to happen. He's got a broken wrist, so fractured wrist, but he wants to go out there and play. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of scary with those big 300-pound guys running around.
True. Very true.
Great job. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see what happens. I said I'll be out there Sunday. I'll try to get there a little early, maybe by 6, 7 o'clock.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll be there live on Sunday night about 6 o'clock. We'll start the show there. We'll probably get there early to set up because it takes about 2 hours to set all this stuff up and have everything.
We'll get the baby boomers might be out there again. Our baby boomer ladies might be hanging out.
We love it. We love the baby boomer Bucs fans and all the Bucs fans out there, no matter how old they are, young they are.
Right.
Well, we want to get all kinds of Bucs fans out there for Tampa Joe's. So
absolutely. So another great job tonight.
Thank you.
Goodbye forever. Thank you for wasting my time. Go Bucs. Go Bears. We'll see you on Sunday.
All right. Good stuff there. Sun Devil Davey says go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Stop. Wait up.
Go Bucs.
It's exciting.
It is exciting.
How about them Bucs, baby?
It is.
Fire the cannons.
Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. So we'll go back to some of these comments here. Unfortunately, Light will overpay Baker this offseason, just like Zion. King again. Our training staff has to be the worst in the league. I guess every training staff in the league is the worst in the league because there's all kinds of injuries to every NFL team. Everyone go to Wawa. They have a sell on Zen for Baker. Bucs training staff has been bad since Lawrence Tynes, Carl Nix. Now, come on. It hasn't not been that bad. Come on. Really? That bad? All right, let's go out to the tribal troll.
Acknowledge me.
Let's go out to Roger. Right. Roger, what's going on?
Well, tonight, the only person I want to acknowledge is Rich from Clearwater.
Thank you.
R.I.P., brother. I loved you. You were a great person.
He was, man. He was. He made the show. He created the show, and he was a big influence of the reason why I do the sports web in the first place. Honestly, we'd have conversations, and again, I always talk about it. He was hard on me. Like those Saturdays, he was hard. You know this. You know this all too well. I would tell you. Dad was.
He used to bust my balls so bad.
Yep.
That I loved every minute of it.
Yep. And he used to call me out and say, you talk too much about football. You talk too much about this and that. What was that all about? I mean, he critiqued me after the show, man.
He did. He's what made you better.
Yep. You better believe it, my friend. You better believe it. So
absolutely. Yeah, the show's been great, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You're welcome.
But
yes.
Hey, do me a favor. If it's possible, can you pull up his walk-up music?
I did not have that ready, but it was the Darth Vader tune.
I
love that.
You might get a copyright strike for that, so you might not want to, but
exactly. We played the Darth Vader thing, and nobody really knew. Again, the secret
I didn't know for a long time until you finally told me.
Well, the reason why we did that is because we were at the small radio station at the time. It was 1,000 watts, and we had no callers, and we came up with the idea of him being a character. So he was Rich from Clearwater, and he was the guy.
I had to drive 20 minutes away from my house in order to get your signal so I could listen to the show.
Good old days, man. The good old days.
Absolutely.
It was the start of the evolution. So.
Yep. I've been there. I've seen the start of the evolution.
Yes, you have. A long time, my friend. You've been a long time friend, a long time fan of this show. So
yes,
I appreciate
sir.
you. All right, my friend. Thanks a lot.
All right, man. I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Good night. All right, let's go out to Ed. Ed calling in. Welcome to the Evolution.
Hey, buddy. Man, this has been a great show.
Thank you.
Casey Weldon.
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
Yes.
The last time I saw him was when he was, I think it was a preseason game, and he was on NFL Films, and you could see Sam White's in his face trying to pump him up. It was funny.
Yep.
Sam White was a really funny guy.
He was.
I'll tell you that.
He was a good coach.
And he was a great coach. And how he would loosen you up is he would tell a joke.
Yep.
That's awesome. And that brings back some memories. Definitely. This is like memory night, big time. Then you guys started talking about Kennedy. That's crazy.
Yep. We started talking about everything tonight. Everything was on the table. Yeah. It was great. TJ Rives always brings it. Jason Powers brings it. Harry brings it. We bring it here on the Sports Web.
Yeah. So Casey Welding, I mean, what is he doing these days?
Well, he's running a roofing business. He was coaching high school football, but he's running a roofing business. He's doing some other things. And again, we'll get a chance to talk to him in the next couple of weeks when we're out at the expo. And who knows? I invited him on the show to talk some quarterbacks, so maybe he'll talk some more quarterbacks with us, give us some more stories. You know me. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I get somebody on, and
I wish you would have.
You know me.
I wish you would have been the head coach of my high school football team. We had a crappy coach. We had a crappy coach. Actually, you know what? When I played varsity, I had a good coach because Wizawati was really a good coach.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that name. He was the Dixie Hollins head coach. But anyways. But yeah, we didn't lose a game under him. Actually, we in the regular season we were undefeated. It's just we didn't do well in the playoffs. We go against Tallahassee Leon and get destroyed. But anyways, yeah. So I really am nervous about this game. This is if we would beat the Bills, I would say yes. This is definitely a shoe-in for the Bucs to win. But
right.
The Bills, we struggled, and I'm not putting it all on the head coach. I'm not going to call for his, for him to be fired or anything like that. But part of it was the defense. I mean, you have to admit the defense did not have a good game.
No, they didn't.
But you can't really just say, we should fire a head coach. I mean, why would you fire a head coach now anyways? I mean, we're on the verge of a playoff.
Because it's the easy thing. It's a lot of the Bucs fans want to do this. It's the easy thing to talk about. This is what they want to do. It's what they always want to do every year. Fire a coach. So,
well, it's a good thing that they're not the general manager.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, because none of them should be. But anyways, but bottom line is that we got to go out there and we got to play good defense and we got to run the ball. Hopefully, Irving's back. And if Irving's back, I think we got a great chance of winning. If not, it's going to be tough.
All right. We'll see you on Sunday night, my friend. All right?
All right.
Take care. Good stuff. Good stuff from Ed there, right there. We'll give him the Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We'll read the rest of these comments and we'll get out here for the night. We need more hitters on the kickoff team. Cole says, I hate the Rams for 3 reasons. 79, 99, and 2021. 3 seasons with 3 teams that were good enough to play in the Super Bowl. If not, they hated that franchise. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Cole, Bulls, Bucs fans complaining are some fans that are not going to the games and selling their tickets to opposing team fans. Exactly, Chris. I was not talking about firing combos. I've never said fire Todd or Baker. I just want to make that clear. Facts. Bobby, I can't remember the last time we beat the Rams. 2022. Fire Bulls unless we make the Super Bowl. Wow. I don't understand how a first-time offensive coordinator can lose his starting wide receivers, running backs, offensive linemen, hardly skip a beat, but Todd Bowles' defense really only loses Cansey and Reddick for a long period of time. The defense really only looks good against the Saints. Well, those are some pretty big losses when it comes to the defense. But again, I know, David, that you're not necessarily the biggest Todd Bowles fan. Bobby Bowles will never win us the big game. You know I'm right. Hi, Pete and Greek. Teresa Neptune, that's my birthday. My dad is big into it too. Happy birthday. King Cook, RIP JFK. Steve, David, every team's D looks good against the Saints. Cole, I like Crash Davis and TJ believe Oswald acted alone. Oswald was in the USMC. He was as a sharpshooter, I believe. One of the few presidents who was actually trying to help the American people. Scott, yes, I like the Greek said, where is the accountability for the front office? Where was the aggressiveness and free agency? Before the deadline to prepare for a run at a championship, other teams were making plans for a playoff run. What gives? Great point. After that, we need Gruden and Brooks back in that Buccaneer building. Laugh out loud. King Cook, I would definitely take Gruden and FSU. Cole, Gruden to USF, I call nonsense. Lord help me. I agree with the Greek. King, Vita has been stealing game checks. Come on now. He's definitely played well. But again, when you're double and tripling him, you've got somebody has to win a one-on-one matchup. What's your thoughts on John Gruden maybe heading to the Dolphins? I don't see that happening. Why would you go to that mess? WDA has done nothing bash all the Tampa coaches, says Chris Cole. What about Jay Gruden becoming a head coach of the UFL's Orlando Storm? I think the only coaching gig he has right now is the January 2026 Hula Bowl. Okay. Yes, we need an extra day of the evolution before game days. Well, you get that before game days, but I'll try to give you it. Oh, yeah. King Cook, the Rams are just a bunch of jabronis. I like it. King Cook, we ain't scared of no damn Rams. Fan House Life, I'm just going to ignore your comments. RIP Papa Pete, thank you very much. Rich from Clearwater. Hi, Peter. Go Bucs. Good stuff tonight. Go Bucs. Absolutely. Wait up, Will. Wait up. Go Bucs. It's exciting. Go Bucs. We will try to wrap this call up. We'll try to wrap the show up. What Trask signed with the Falcons? I'm a huge Bucs fan. I say facts. We don't have a good record versus the Rams. We are not trading Baker. Stop with the nonsense. King Cook, I feel great about us. Sunday night, we're going to show up, show out. We understand a must-win game to stay with the lead pack of the NFC, not just the NFC South. Scott, would you like to invite one of my all-time great Gators and Bucks, Eric Rett, the Snakes man, still UF's leading rusher, builds custom homes in South Florida. Love to have him on. Firing our head coach does not make us a better team. Bucks fans need to chill with that talk and be thankful we've been winning for 5 straight years. Broadway, thank you for all the great guests, and Harry and Peter. And Van House Life, okay, ignore all you want. I wasn't even trolling. Sorry you can't handle the truth or criticism. We'll wrap it up there. Thanks a lot to all the guests of the night. Casey Weldon, TJ Rives, Harry the Greek, and, of course, Jason Powers. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. And do 3 things. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Dad, this is to you.